It might perhaps be thought a touch unusual for the top police officer leading a nationwide manhunt for an escaped terror suspect to pay a sort of tribute to his quarry, but that is indeed what the Met's counter-terrorism commander appears to have done when he announced tonight that far from recapturing Daniel Khalife, some 150 dedicated police officers haven't, in fact, found a trace of him. This, said Commander Dominic Murphy, is a testament to the ingenuity of the former soldier. Earlier today, the Justice Secretary, Alex Chalk, ordered an independent investigation into how Khalife managed to escape from Wandsworth Prison in London, strapped to the underside of a catering van. There is a growing chorus of questions as to why a terror suspect was being held in a Category B jail, which had been recently rated as a serious concern by prison watchdogs.
Rush hour yesterday morning. But by the time police stopped this catering van, it had already been on the road for 65 minutes. A former soldier wearing a chef's uniform had strapped himself to the vehicle. But by now he'd disappeared. Scotland Yard said this evening there have been no positive sightings since.
He was a trained soldier. So is that a factor? Well, he's a very resourceful individual. And we are alive to that as part of our investigation.
This is Daniel Khalife during his time in the British Army. He was being held awaiting trial for a terror offence, an alleged bomb hoax and breach of the Official Secrets Act. He's accused of gathering information for Iran. A long wait today. The left-hand lane of the M20 and the effects of what happened in Wandsworth yesterday. A section of the motorway was closed so lorries heading to Dover could park up and wait for extra security checks. Yesterday morning, Khalife was working in the prison's kitchens. At around 7:30 a.m, a food delivery van left the prison. Shortly afterwards, staff noticed Khalife had gone missing and put the prison into a state of lockdown. Police found the van about an hour later in nearby Putney. Here they found strapping underneath it, indicating that Khalife had escaped on the vehicle's underside. Wandsworth, crumbling and overcrowded, and where a former inmate recalled today how it sometimes fell to prisoners themselves to check the registers.
Now, I could have easily ticked someone off saying that they were there when they were actually over the wall and halfway to France, and they wouldn't have discovered this for hours. And it's absolutely crazy that a serving prisoner like myself is being given such an important role of responsibility, but that's what happens when you cut prison budgets as much as we have.
Tonight, the Chief Inspector of Prisons told News at 10 that Wandsworth isn't fit for purpose.
Well, I think Wandsworth hasn't been fit as a prison for a very long period of time. It continues to be a prison that's full of difficulties, but it can't be closed down because we have more prisoners coming in almost than the system can bear at the moment.
And in the Commons today, the Justice Secretary announced an independent investigation.
No stone must be left unturned in getting to the bottom of what happened. Who was on duty that morning? In what roles? Ranging from the kitchen to the prison gate.
Coming and going today at Wandsworth, the catering vans, which bring food in for prisoners, but gave a way out for one.
And Rohit joins me now. I mean, look, we've seen a lot of stuff, haven't we, today? All those queues in Dover. Presumably they think he's trying to get out of the country. But it's been 36 hours, not a trace of him. What do you make of it?
Well, they've got 150 officers now working on this. That is a huge team. The police have been talking a lot today about the potential ingenuity of this suspect. A former soldier who is well trained. Now, a cynical assessment might be that, of course, the police are pushing that because it might help to explain to the public why they have so far failed to catch their suspect. But what they do point out was this was a busy part of London. This was a busy time of the day, and they still don't really know why there have been no positive sightings of this man who was strapped for some of that journey to this van going through busy streets. Now, Another question being asked is, has he left the country? Well, it's not impossible. There's no evidence that he has or has attempted to, but, you see those pictures at ports and airports. I mean, they're not doing those searches for no reason.
Yeah, and presumably if he got under a lorry once, he can do it twice. But to be continued. Thank you very much indeed.